What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. Today is Friday. That means Zur is back in the tower. He's hanging out right over here by the Vanguard Mentors. Let's take a look at what he's got, and I'll share some recommendations as well. All right, for Titans, right off the bat, we got Ruin Wings. This is one of my favorite exotics in the game, bar none. For PvE, it just provides so much heavy weapon ammo for you that it's just hard to turn down. So the perks on this are Special Weapon Loader, increase the reload speed of all special weapons. Impact Induction, causing damage with a melee, reduces your grenade cooldown. And finally, Seeds of Ruin. Heavy ammo drops more often and contains more ammo in each drop. With this equipped, you just have rockets for days. It's a really fun exotic to use. I highly recommend picking it up. Honestly, it's one of my favorite exotics in the game. Next up, for the hunters, we've got the Don't Touch Me Gauntlets. I love these two. Crota's End is where I use these the most. The perks on this include Special Weapon Loader, Inverse Shadow, increase super energy gain from killing minions of darkness, and finally, Defensive Reflex. Taking damage from a melee attack makes you briefly invisible. In the Abyss section of Crota's End, there is not a better piece of exotic gear. In other areas, it's a lot less useful. In PvP, these things don't have the same allure as they do in PvE, and in PvE, they're kind of situational, but when they're useful, they're very useful, so I recommend picking these up, even though the stat roll isn't that great on them. Next up, for the Warlocks, we got the Heart of Pragic Fire. These are situationally pretty useful. I don't think they're a top-tier chest armor for the Warlock, but if you need that first piece of exotic gear, then you may want to pick them up. The perks on this include fusion rifle ammo, heavy weapon ammo, and Praise the Sun. Further decrease all ability cooldowns while Radiance is active. Basically, when you get Radiance, you'll get an extra grenade or two while that is going. It seems like it should be really useful, but I find that some of the other Warlock exotics are just a little bit better than this. But you may like it, and it's a very worthy first piece of exotic gear for a Warlock. Next up, for weapons, we've got Hard Light. It's an auto rifle. And with the auto rifle nerf, this gun got worse. I would say this is one of the worst exotics in the game right now. Unless you're a collector, I would skip this. I would save my strange coins for after House of Wolves comes out, because you're just not going to find a whole lot of use for this. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It bounces around a lot. The recoil is kind of all over the place, making it hard to kill enemies from longer distances. I would really leave this one alone unless you just want to focus on having every exotic in the game. Next, we've got Exotic Ingram Gauntlets. So the funny thing is, right, we've got two of the best gauntlets already here. So unless you're looking for something that isn't there, or if you're looking for something for the Warlock, I would skip this week. I'd save my Motes of Light either for Iron Banner or for House of Wolves. During the House of Wolves content, the Motes of Light are going to get a lot more useful, so you may just want to hold on to your Motes of Light until after House of Wolves. For the upgrades, we've got Knucklehead Radar and Young Ahamkara's Spine for the Hunter. Of the two, I would stick with Knucklehead Radar. It's a very good PvP helmet. It really does come in handy. Young Ahamkara's Spine isn't bad. Trip Mine grenades last longer when placed, but it's not a top tier exotic. I would really stick with the Knucklehead Radar unless you're just a collector. Next up, for the Titans, we got Insurmountable Skullfort and Crest of Alpha Lupi. Neither of these right now are very useful. I do tend to use an Insurmountable Skullfort during Crota's End, just because replenish health when you pick up an orb is a useful feature. I think in Trials of Osiris that we're going to see the Crest of Alpha Lupi get a little bit more useful, because it will allow you to revive your teammates much faster. So my recommendation, if you're planning on going into Trials of Osiris, is the Crest of Alpha Lupi. If you're still working on Crota, then I would go with Insurmountable Skullfort. Next, for the Warlocks, we got the Heart of Pragic Fire and the Void Fang Vestments. Of these two, I would probably prefer the Void Fang Vestments if you prefer a Void Walker, and the Heart of Pragic Fire if you prefer a Sunbro. However, if you look at the stat roll on the Heart of Praxic Fire, you'll see that you can buy a brand new one with a better discipline roll than upgrading your old one, and that's the way I would go. Between the two, it's really going to be preference. Which one do you like better? Which subclass do you like playing as better? Both of them are kind of mid-tier, I think, but there are no standout chest armors for the Warlock right now, so either one of them is going to be good. All right, for weapons, we got Bad Juju, Red Death, Mida Multi-Tool, Invective, Plan C, and Pocket Infinity. If you're a PvP player, I'd go Red Death, Mida Multi-Tool, and possibly Plan C. If you're a PvE player, I'd go Bad Juju, Red Death, Multi-Tool. Really, any of those three are going to serve you really good. Invective is a lot of fun. Plan C, not so much. Pocket Infinity is low tier. And finally, for our Curios, we got Pulse Rifle Telemetry, Hand Cannon Telemetry, Machine Gun Telemetry. If you want to upgrade any of those three weapon types faster, then just purchase these. Use them when you are handing in bounties, and they will upgrade much faster. We've got the Plasma Drive and Emerald Coil, so you can upgrade any blue Rare Sparrow to Legendary status and change the color of the contrail. And finally, Heavy Ammo Synthesis. So that's going to do it. I actually think it's a really good week for Xur this week. Let me know down in the comments what you bought, and I'll see you guys next time.